Hello there, unfortunate audience. My name is Olaterrio, and welcome to a very simplistic Redstone tutorial, which is probably my first and only tutorial I'll ever make on this channel. Basically, what I'm going to do is explain the basic functions of some of the most basic Redstone materials, like the Redstone repeater, and the one that I'm pretty sure nobody ever uses unless you're really smart, which is the Redstone Comparator, and the observer and all that stuff. So let's without further ado, let's just get started. I forgot the lamp. So in case if anybody doesn't know, which I'm pretty sure is nobody, to start things off, redstone is basically a power source in Minecraft, which can be activated using a variety of buttons like levers, like buttons, levers, and torches. As you can see, they all act differently. Torches are constantly on, except if placed by another power source anywhere around it. If it's on, well, anywhere on the block that it's on. Well, that's not true all the time. Redstone's confusing, but whatever. And buttons, you press them, they turn on, and levers, you flip them, they turn on indefinitely, and then you flip them again, and they turn off indefinitely. So that was just a quick refresh in case someone in the world had no clue what redstone was. Let's move on to the most confusing redstone item, the comparator, immediately off the bat, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have no clue how this works. And I'll be honest, I can't blame you. As the name implies, redstone comparators compare redstone outputs. But the reason why this is so confusing is because, like, what the fuck does that even mean? You see, when redstone is lit up by a redstone torch, when redstone is just lit up by any source of power, actually, it has an output of 15 blocks. And at the end of the 15 blocks is when it stops outputting power. So you can see it like around here, it stops outputting power from here to here. That's the end of it. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So what the comparator does, and this is very confusing, this fucking contraption here, because on the outset it seems simple, right? Oh, it compares redstone signals, like this one. Not what it does that, yes, but not the way you think. It doesn't like add them and then like output that. No. Alright, so say we have a redstone signal of 2, and we have here a redstone signal of, actually I should probably just extend this as far as possible, just so you can see when it turns on or not. I have a redstone input of 2, and a redstone signal, 2 in the back, and 3 in the left. You'll see that it's on, because it's comparing these two signals, and signal A is stronger than signal B, thus it is on. But now if I take away this and make it stronger than signal A, so signal B is stronger, now it's off. That's what it's doing, and is honestly the most confusing fucking thing ever. I believe when it's not comparing redstone signals, it maintains a signal it receives. So, say I have a signal of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be like 10. Now it's gonna go 10. As you can see, it maintains the redstone signal of 10, and now it ends at this block. So if we count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, actually that's 11. Well, whatever, who cares? I think I might have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, actually, if I take this back now, wait, no, if I take that back, it's just, you know what, redstone is very confusing. But yeah, it maintains the output signal, and that's how that usually works. But as soon as you add another side, it starts comparing redstone signals. But you might be wondering, well, what happens if I now put this on this mode? Like, what is it doing now? Well, now it's subtracting the signals. So now what I'm going to do is give it a redstone input from the side, and it's going to subtract that from 15. So what I basically done here is I gave it a signal strength of basically 15, except I took away 1. So it's 14 blocks long. So I basically have a signal output of around 2, and it subtracted around 2 from the output. This is the reason why I hate you. You take such an incredibly long time to understand. Confusing, you betcha. Utterly damning, obviously. Is it practical in any way? I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen. It's so rare to actually use a subtract mode from a comparator. Usually, it's used to do its its third function, which is I accidentally dropped that, which is actually to detect items in entities. So if this not having two modes wasn't already confusing enough, the comparator has a third thing it can do, and it can detect how many items is in a chest. So if I add an item here, it can immediately detect, ooh, there's an item in there. And it goes, I believe, based off stacks. So if I add 2, it's not gonna immediately add 2. If I add a stack, and then I think if I add like a few stacks, yeah, see, now that I have 2 stacks, it goes up by 2. That is infinitely easier to explain than everything else with this stupid frickin' thing. It can basically detect a lot of things, actually. It can detect how many bees are in like a honeycomb. It can detect a lot of things, like updates on blocks, whether it has redstone or not. It can detect that. It's very useful for stuff like that. For subtraction mode, yeah, I still have no clue how you'd ever use this, but hey, I explained it, so if you ever need to, it's there. Now let's move on to something infinitely easier. The redstone repeater. This puppy, oh buddy, it's easy, it's simple, and you can do so much with it. Basically, it takes a redstone input and basically gives it another 15 blocks. That's it. It just adds 15. It doesn't matter how strong the redstone signal was before it. If it's practically dead, see, it's practically dead here. No matter how freaking dead it is, it gives it 15. It gives it 15 more blocks. It's like a coach telling you, "Come on, one more rep, baby," and it pushes you, and there you go. So simple, majestic, and beautiful. Not overly complicated. I absolutely love this thing. Another simple one is the daylight sensor, and what this basically does is detect the change in block light levels based on the time of day. So currently it's sunset, and it detects that it is a time of day. In this mode, which is what I like to call day mode, it detects if it's day or not. So if it's daytime, it gives out a signal, output signal, and the darker it gets, the less output it gives. Now if I were to set the time to night, time set night, I accidentally added a slash, it completely gets rid of the redstone signal. But this has a secondary mode called nighttime mode, which basically gives off a signal at night. And it's not based off like light levels via blocks, it's based off light levels via the sun, which I find beautiful. It likes the sun so much, it only responds to it. How faithful. Lastly for this episode, the observer, which sounds pretty simple, and it's exactly what you think it is. It detects block updates of the block right in front of it. So if anything comes into this little space of his, he's gonna get a little peevy, and he's gonna notice that. He's gonna be like, "Hey, yo, you can't just do that." And he gives out a redstone input signal of, I believe, just one, actually, a pathetic one, which is incredibly sad. I think that's actually the output signal it gives. No, it actually gives out a lot more than that. All right. I think it's a 15 by default. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. I thought it was 1. I don't know why, but who cares? So it basically detects that, and it gives out a redstone signal output. That's it. That's how simple this thing is. I really like it. It can do it for pretty much anything. It does it for plants growing. It does it for if a block receives redstone. It's very universal, and it's very useful for like automated farms and the such. Especially useful for flying machines, which, despite being the slowest form of travel, are much cooler than your stupid dumb boats. Let's be honest here. One more thing to check out: the simplest redstone invention of all, which probably everyone uses. Redstone, just a pressure plate. That's basically it with the pressure plate. Actually, there's a few more things with the pressure plate. You might notice that there's 2 versions of it. One is the light-weighted pressure plate, and one is the heavy-weighted pressure plate. And basically, what the difference is I believe one only gives out a signal output if a certain amount of entities are stacked in it. Yeah, like here, the light-weighted one, depending on how many entities you throw on it, will give out a signal output. I don't know exactly what it's based off of, but basically that's how it works. It's mainly meant for like mobs and stuff, because if you try it with items, it stacks up and it stops registering. And I believe the heavy one does the same thing, except it takes even more. Yeah, I believe so. It's a very strange system. Actually, I don't even think that's how this one works. I think this one's just for players. I think this one ignores certain items. I don't know. But they're basically the same thing. So you don't really need to worry about that. Besides, if you were going to build something in Redstone, why the hell would you choose any of that? You just go with this. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been Olaterrio Explains Redstone. I want to change the time to daytime, because this is a miserable setting. There you go. That has been Olaterrio Explains Redstone. Thanks so much for watching. This has been an intriguing experience because I actually learned what the comparator does now. I had a vague understanding of it before, and let me tell you right now, I wish I never understood it because now I'm never going to get that thing out of my head. And if you like this episode, good for you. I hope you found it useful. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!